opportunities and boundaries were way larger and bigger, and the world has so much to offer us. But sometimes we are living in a box.
Nurit, thank you so much for being on my show. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Where are you calling from right now?
I'm at my home office, which used to be my daughter's room. And yes, this is my new office, which I painted half pink
I love it.
to make
I
it
love
more
it.
happy.
Amazing. Nurit, you have such a phenomenal track record from so many CEO, CFO, VP positions at so many different companies. Just among them, Wix that everybody here would know about. But give me a little bit of context as to the journey that you've gone through, and what really excites you about joining new endeavors, starting new endeavors. You're involved in so many things at the same time that I just love to pick your brain on several spots throughout your journey, and get some insight into things that I can push forward in my own journey later on. So Nurit, take me back. Who are you?
Wow. Okay. So I'm from Israel. I was born and raised in Israel. Currently, I live in Ramat HaSharon, and I'm married with two kids, two teenagers. Um, my career started at a very young age. I was very lucky to join the financial advisor to the chief of staff as somebody who was only 21 years old, in charge of billions and billions of shekels. It was a great start, working with the
Wow.
Knesset and Ministry of Treasury. Yeah, I'm not sure I knew how big it was. You know, when you are 21, you are very bold, and nothing scares you. You have very little life experience. So it's a good time to start. When I was a finance officer, and when I finished my service at the army, I started my career, and then I fulfilled many positions in finance and operations. I was CFO of several exciting high-tech companies. I was in charge of operations and HR. I can tell you, by the way, that one of the smart things that I can tell, I made many mistakes, but one good thing that I did is took every opportunity that was, that came through. I just jumped in, and this is a major factor in my career, because I had the opportunity not to deal only with finance. I could take operational responsibility and IT opportunity. And so I found myself fulfilling not only CFO positions, but also in charge of HR and sometimes IT. And it really, enriched my career. And then in 2013, I had this amazing opportunity again. A huge door was opened to Wix. And I must say again that I got to know Wix in 2008. My amazing neighbor, Omer Shai, told me about this amazing company that is called Wix. And I don't know if many people heard of it back then. I didn't.
2008. Wow.
Yes. But then, I went to a meeting there. Nothing, came to something real. But a few years later, I met again with Avishai and Neil, the one and only Neil and Avishai, and the two and only maybe. And then they offered me to be in this position of VP of operations, which I
Wow.
didn't really know what it meant. I'm not sure they knew, but I just felt it in my gut that I would never say no to it. And I jumped right in. And these were amazing 5 years in which I did anything but the things that I did before. I was I was leading customer solutions group. I was managing Wix's assets. I had the opportunity to establish the Wix hub.
What is the Wix Hub?
The Wix hub was the first time that we realized that, Wix is an online product, right? But online and offline must be, or on life and online must be connected. There is no other way. And our customers were the small, medium businesses, and we wanted to hear them. So the hub connected between those small, medium businesses owners and our product. On one hand, we could hear what they need and how they use our product, and on the other hand, we could help them use the product better with
Right.
training, with seminars. It was like, a place full of activity. It started in
Sure.
Israel, it continued in the US, and along the way, we also established the accelerator for women entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurship was the name of the game
Wow.
in Wix. Yes. I myself, by the way, during that time, I established my nonprofit called The Lead. It's a personal story. I wanted to raise awareness for excessive blood clotting. And I now have a community of 4,000 members, and we won a Knesset
Wow.
award. But trust me, it's a long way to go still, but I can tell you that Wix affected me doing that. It's again that thing of a community, this element of a community, how you create a community, how you deliver the message, how do you create a shared purpose. So this is, by the way, a whole new area that I can talk about for
Wow.
hours because,
Well, I want to also go back for a second because I'm
yeah,
seeing a pattern here of jumping onto opportunities. You're talking about finding yourself at 21, being the aide to the chief of staff with regards to financials, and then going on to various CFO positions and landing at the end of VP operations at Wix, even though you have no idea what VP operations does. So talk to me a
right.
little bit about this mindset, this growth mindset of harnessing opportunities and moving forward with them.
Well, okay, so I can talk about a few things. One, I was always a dreamer. I thought I was a dreamer. I thought I aimed high, and so I didn't limit myself only to being, at the age of 21, my dream was to be a CFO of a company. But then I kind of reached it quite early, and then I didn't know where to aim next, and it was quite confusing. I very much believe in aiming high, but when I came to Wix, I understood I was not aiming high at all. I mean, opportunities and boundaries were way larger and bigger, and the world has so much to offer us. But sometimes we are living in a box, and I found out that I cannot live in a box. I mean, from time to time, I return to my box, but it never lasts. So my box is finance, but my gut was stronger than the box thing. And I can tell you that every time a door opened, whether it was being a CFO of a product division at the age of 27, where it was selling for $100 million, I jumped into it. When my boss was sick and somebody had to take some project going to the US presenting IT project, I also jumped into it. I just didn't say no to new opportunities. When it scared me, I went for it. And this was one good thing that I did. But I think that you should always dream. Like there is this book that I read, the 10 times rule or something like that. You need to dream really like big and scary dreams, because then you are doing you're aiming to the right direction.
Wow.
I think
That's
that
very, very cool.
Yes, I think that I always I mean, my career was always important for me. I put it first. Maybe it's not that popular to say it when you are a mother or politically correct, but I can tell you that I don't know any other way to succeed in something that you are aiming to excel at. If you want to succeed in something, you cannot just tell yourself, okay, it's a Saturday, I'm forgetting about work. It's merging into your life. And
Right.
I have many examples of why it's important and why when you're focused, you can succeed. So this is another thing that I can tell
So
you.
give me a little bit of insight into the mistakes you've made. You've mentioned that you've made a lot of mistakes along the way, but you've grown from there, and you've learned from them. So what are some mistakes that you signal out along the way that are clear to you that they've helped you in your trajectory, whether it's through learning or empathy or just understanding?
Yeah, well, that's a very good question, and I've been thinking about it a lot. So one thing is that I didn't aim high enough. I can tell you that. I have that entrepreneurship in me for forever, and only now I reached the point where I'm doing my own thing, my own business, something that I'm super, super passionate about, that I'm willing to invest immensely at, without any boundaries. Well, I have that privilege that my kids are older now, so I have more
Right.
time, but I can tell you that it wasn't the case in the last 20 years of career. It was not always, and when at Wix, for example, I had opportunities that I was amazed to be given, I just gave everything. And I wasn't always lucky to have those opportunities, but you need to create your own opportunities. That was something that I should have. And you need to be fearless. And I
Right.
was scared of many things. Going to do my own thing was something that was inconceivable, to me. Now, at a later age, I dare. And so this is one thing I can tell you. There are so many.
Well, so
Um,
about this daring and trying new things, you approach these opportunities, and how do you navigate your environment? So there's expectation of you from others, there's expectation of you from yourself, and then there's what your actual skill sets are at that moment. And you know that there's going to be a big learning curve and a big, a big journey to get there. So how do you, is it, it sounds like a pretty lonely journey to sometimes be in that phase where they are expecting something and now you have to own up to it, and now you have to do this internal journey to reach that milestone, right?
yes, wow, that's an amazing question. Um, so this goes back to doing right or wrong in making decisions. So I think my conclusion is that the only way you can succeed while you would like to grow is by partnering with a colleague, with a few colleagues, creating a coalition, having a partner. When I did that, and I not always use that way, but when I did it, it just flew. It just, I had a partner, I will not say his name. He was from a different discipline, which is also important because I come from finance, operation, HR. I can do that, but I cannot do R&D, for example. And if I want to do something big, if I wanted to do something big, something strategic, something with impact, so that was the only way because you cannot do it otherwise. Certainly in a large organization, but also in a startup. If you want to do an important move, something that will really affect the life of the company, and make you feel like you gave your best, you need to partner. You need to complete your skills with other people's skills. You cannot do it alone. You simply cannot. So that's the way.
What has been most exciting for you on your journey? Like, are there certain points in time when you really feel like you are your true self and you're really fulfilling your destiny?
Wow. I'm not sure I know what my destiny is yet. I'm always hoping that what I do currently is the most, exciting thing. And I feel like it right now because we are in the beginning of this journey of creating our own startup in in something that I very much believe in, something that I learned a lot being at Wix, everything that I mentioned about community. When I will tell you this, when I was at Wix, I was part of an employee community, which I was very proud to be part of. And I asked myself, why was I so proud? And the elements are coming from different kinds of worlds. One is, for example, that you had your responsibility on your shoulders. You could do many initiatives. You can lead things that never existed before in that organization, but it was on your shoulder. Everything was measured. You can picture that with me. When you enter every floor at Wix, you can see graphs and numbers. And for me as a finance person, it was a shock because everything was transparent. But the amazing thing, which I realized a few months after, was that it was aligning everybody. Everybody knew company goals. Everybody wanted the company to succeed, and they knew what it meant to be successful. And on top of everything that I'm talking about right now, which is like the business world, everything was wrapped in this gift wrap of taking care of employees, having many events. You are always being seen. You are on the stage. Somebody is taking care of you. That your voice is heard. So the social element is very strong and very much connected to the business world. So what I'm doing right now in my startup is trying to take this to the online world, because this is where we're going to be. I mean, as I said in the beginning, online and on life will always be connected. We are not going to run away from that. But how do you create an online organizational culture, in a platform? How do you create all of these amazing elements in a platform online? So this is something that I'm very excited about, very passionate about. I hope it's going to fulfill my destiny, but I'm again, I don't know what my destiny is. It's a big thing. I need to think about it.
What are the most critical parts for you as you think about who you want to work with and the people you want to align yourself with, whether it's for this startup or for any other project?
Well, again, people make everything. This is something that I learned along the way. Sometimes you're taking people with not exactly the skills that you need, but they are smart, they have a heart, and they know how to work together. And in bad times, this is the test, right? So there is no, you never work on a project and it's all roses and smelling like hearts, little hearts, I don't know. You have those obstacles that you need to deal with, and you need that person to be next to you. And I had the luck to have a few people like this along, near me in those situations, and we're still, 10 years past, 15 years past, but it's not always the case. So it's it's an intuition or friends. And now I've partnered to a real friend. So this is why I'm so happy.
Great. Thank you so much for being generous with your time. This is really, really great. I really appreciate it. And the very last question, 3 words that you would use to describe yourself.
3 words. Okay. That's a challenge. So I'm a family woman. I don't know if there is such an expression. I am a career woman. And I am an entrepreneur.
I love it. Nurit, thank you very much. Toda rabah. This was really great. And I look forward to sharing this with the world.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.